Top of it. Here's my questions. Who wins the Natty? The College Football National Championship, which is going on right now between Indiana and Miami. Was the firing of Sean McDermott justifiable? Was Josh Allen's performance ultimately the final straw that broke the quintessential camel's back? We get into that and more on the show tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, your player, your partner, Anthony Moore. Ant Moore for those of you who know for sure. And welcome to the network, the Mind of a Man Network. And welcome to You Gonna Get These Sports, bruh. Hey, dog, we keep it real simple. We speak for the anti-fanatic. We call it like we see it. And we worry about all of that stuff that y'all can say or do on the bike end. You hear me? Hot takes are only bad takes if they're wrong. We are loyal to who is loyal to us. Fandom is not given, it is aimed. But either way, you can get these sports, bro. Welcome, 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 man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We are going live like 05. Like I said at the beginning, the national championship is going on. Tell me in the comments who you have winning the national championship. Now, I wish that I could have said it sooner because I don't want nobody to think I'm capping. But I had Miami losing in terrible fashion. I'm not a fan. I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I ain't never liked Miami. Okay. This goes back to the, convicts versus Catholics, all that. You know what I'm saying? True Notre Dame fan over here. So I hope they don't score a point, and I hope they lose tremendously. And they are currently, for those of you who may not be able to watch the game, they are down 3-0 right now in the second quarter to the Indiana Hoosiers. So for any of you who may be wondering, first of all, how do we feel about the NIL? How do we feel about the college playoff? How do you feel about them expanding the college playoff? I say it is a beautiful thing. And in years past, true enough, Notre Dame probably makes it in. Texas probably makes it in. But do we get to see this historic run by a team like Indiana go undefeated, have the national championship on the line? You have your Heisman Trophy candidate, Fernando, what's his name? I don't even know the boy's name. Where he at? Fernando Mendoza. This is not flashy. This isn't pretty, but gritty team. So to skip ahead on that, I believe that Indiana wins this game. Like I said, they up 3-0 now in the second quarter. A lot of things can happen, but I believe that Indiana wins this game on the back of their run game and gritty offense. They really are starting to bruise and batter these guys. And you got the Ruben Baines of the world and guys like that who are going to go high in the draft that are causing havoc early. But man, I'll tell you what, the quarterback is able to get the ball out really, really fast. I'm impressed by what I've seen from Fernando so far. A lot of it is like getting that ball out of your hands into your receivers, your playmakers, your running back, whoever that is. And Fernando so far has been doing a great job of doing that. So I do believe that Indiana finishes a perfect season by beating the Miami Hurricanes. I don't believe, and let me say sorry, Ron Graves. That is my boy, my coworker. He has been a Miami fan for a very long time. And he said, yeah, we heard that all before. But Indiana just happens to be a buzzsaw, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if there's much that you could really do. If that quarterback is healthy, I just don't see anybody beating them this year. They seem to be a team of destiny. Miss Reese in the building. How you doing? How you doing? And then we got, and these are two of my faithful few. I love you from the bottom of my corazon. You feel me? And then we got Bruce Glass say, I got Indiana. I do too, man. I just think it's going to be hard to beat this team. So, Bruce, tell me what are your keys to why you are picking Indiana? Because it just seems like at every level, at least on offense, they have an ability to do some things that take a toll over the course of the game. When you look at, it looked like Fernando almost threw a pick there, but they just called a PI. I just think they're going into a buzzsaw, respectfully, man. But anyway, yes. So Michael Irvin, he gonna be geeked up. I don't think it's enough white girl. That's a term here. I don't want to say the actual street name of that. Ain't enough white girl he could actually do to will them to a win. Well, we love you, Mike. We appreciate everything you did for us, but your Miami Hurricanes go down tonight, my boy. You feel me? So, I will be tapping in with y'all to kind of let y'all know. Okay, let's see. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights said, "Happy Monday. What's up, everyone? What's going on, my brother? Man, peace and love to you, my guy. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all aren't a part of the network. We got a lot of dope things going on. The live last night went crazy, by the way. Just to fill y'all in, dog. The late night shift live went crazy last night, talking about Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels, and Cam Newton. So y'all be sure to go check that out on the channel after you hit the like button, subscribe, and hype. You know, they got the hype button too. So hit that hype, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate you for tapping in for sure. But anyway, so yeah, man. I don't really want to do as many like play-by-play breakdowns. You know, I definitely want to keep people informed on what's going on with the game, even if you are watching it. But you know, Indiana appears to have a battering ram of a running back. Number 13, whoever he is at receiver, is a dog. It looks like they are really good at run after the catch, at least in this game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all and act like I am well versed on Indiana Hoosier football, because I am not. I've been tracking, and I'm glad to see. I just like seeing, except for when it comes to Notre Dame or Longhorns, the Texas Longhorns. I'm good to see any big dog go down to a smaller, less known name. Ruben Bain has the hair of one of them kids off Bebe's Kids. Yeah, he got that Michael Parsons going on. He probably need to get rid of that really quickly. Yeah, it's just best to go ball in situations like that, for sure. Hoosiers? We got Connor in the building. Man, my boy Connor, dog. You see, hey, man, I appreciate you for acknowledging the chat going crazy last night. You feel me? But man, we got my boy Connor in the building, and kind of turned into one of the faithful fews as well, man. We appreciate everybody for tapping into the Model Man Network. You're gonna get these sports, bro. We are at the same time. I do have the College Football National Championship on, and we will be getting into Josh Allen, Sean McDermott. You know, talking some playoffs too, man. Ultimately, what's the breakdown? Let's kind of even look ahead and see who we have winning it all. Okay, so we don't have the two champions from the last two Super Bowls in it anymore. Patrick Mahomes tore his knee up, and they weren't looking good anyway. It just was that season, a bunch of injuries. You know, you got people doing dumb stuff on the team. That's just what comes with the territory. The Philadelphia Eagles as well, no longer flying high, so to speak. You know, you got that Nick Sirianni, I personally believe is a terrible coach. I don't think he's a good coach, but I think he fits that city as well as that scheme that they put together with their glorified running back. But people forget, before the season started, they lost their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator. So what do you do with that? You know, when you win, it gives people the opportunity to poach from your team. You know, guys who do well are expecting money, as we've seen. You know, people want to go make some money, right? And so they go on the greener pastures, and then we're left to pick up the pieces, right? And I'm saying we, as in speaking for a team who wants to replicate certain processes that they've done. And so now that you have the Eagles out, and of course they were out last week, you know, offensive coordinator Patullo is gone. And then, of course, we don't know what the Kansas City Chiefs are going to look like last year. Some people believe Andy Reid has lost his steam. But of course, you'll say that when the team has always kind of been Patrick Mahomes or bust since he's got there, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the truth, but that's what they see it to be. So we have game set, man. And so now we get to see who will be representing the AFC and the NFC for the right to go to the Super Bowl, man. So put in the chat who y'all do believe will ultimately be the winners and losers of that. And we got some from my boy Bruce Glass in the building. It was a great day when Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State all lost on the same day. Yes. And shout out to Cedric Carter. Thank you so much. You know, I got to go to work and look at that guy. He wears Georgia Bulldog socks. He got Georgia Bulldog hats. There's nothing that he doesn't have. He got tank tops and underwear. You understand? and he made excuses. He talked down, and then he didn't make it. Team didn't make it. You know, he was talking about what they was gonna do to Miami, and they didn't make it. So I love it. It's a great day. You are absolutely right about that. So I believe that I have the playoff picture here. Let me pull up the playoff picture really quick, and let me see what's shaking out as far as what the playoff picture looks like. And I hope I sent it. I know I got the Sean McDermott news of him being fired. And let me see. I think I just have the 4 teams. So let's look at it and see. Yeah, so let's look at this. So we are going to get into the pick that never was, is what I titled it, from the Bills Broncos game. 49ers versus Seahawks is not really much to talk about there. 49ers have been pretty much fool's gold, but cool. It is what it is. We'll there's not really much to touch there. We got to get into some Bryce versus CJ talk here, because I will remind people that when CJ Stroud was drafted, Bryce Young was drafted, my argument was that CJ Stroud may have been ready to win at that moment, but I believe that Bryce Young's ceiling was going to be way higher. After what we've seen from him, I think that is a more than understandable talk to have now about CJ Stroud. I don't mean to be extreme here, but should they be looking to try to draft him another quarterback? Because this guy, since his rookie year, has not been the guy, no matter how you slice it. One touchdown, 4 picks with the best defense in the game. So you telling me you can't get it done? And then I just seen a clip where he said he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks last year. It's insane. And then lastly, we got Rams and Bears. People marvel at some of the throws that that Caleb Williams is able to make. But I think we might have been dealing with fool's gold from them as well, if I'm being honest. So, with that being said, how are we feeling about the playoffs thus far? I think we've seen some amazing games. If anything, the Bears are looking more like the cardiac cats, up until the Rams took them into deep water and showed them that they can't swim. I think that Ben Johnson, you got to be careful. You dug a hole for yourself, in your first season with a quarterback that was yet unproven. And I think it ended up coming back to bite you. The reality is most teams who predicate their games and win streaks off of coming back late, not putting together 2 complete halves of football, suffer the same fate that your Chicago Bears end up doing. Let's be clear. That amazing 4th and 4 pass that Caleb completed, whether Kmet pushed off or not, that's not for us to really. It is what it is. That it tied the game up. They go to overtime and they get the loss. So, it is what it is, man. So let me see what my boy Bruce talking about, and then we'll get back to it. Patriots and Seahawks, I believe, make it now, but neither were my picks when the season started. I picked Texans and Bears before the season started, really. And why Bears? I mean, of course, Ben Johnson, hot shot offensive coordinator from Detroit Lions, goes over there, great offensive mind. We saw the step back that the Detroit Lions offense took in his absence this year. So it looks like they're actually poaching. Speaking of Detroit Lions, I believe they're actually taking the offensive coordinator from either the offensive coordinator or the passing coordinator from your Green Bay Packers. So, it looks like there's going to be some shifting around as always, with 7 vacancies before we start getting a bunch of guys being hired. You have Harbaugh being hired with the Giants. That's a dumpster fire in itself, but it is what it is. So let me look at that one more time, and I'm going to tell you what I actually believe we could expect. The wrong one. What I believe we could actually expect. So, of course, we know the Broncos quarterback Bo Nix broke a bone in his foot, in his ankle, so he's done for the playoffs. So I believe that they were also kind of fool's gold. They had a solid defense. Bo Nix was not proven or consistent. So I definitely agree with you on that, Bruce Glass. I believe that we have the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. I absolutely agree with you there. And then you have Seahawks Rams. So here's the tough thing, right? Here's the tough thing, Bruce, about Seahawks versus Rams as far as the Rams are concerned. You would take the experience of that quarterback 1,000 times. He's been in every situation. Sam Darnold, I mean, you still kind of hiding behind a run game and defense, and I'm not saying that he doesn't pass the ball well. But I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Sean McVay, that coaching tree, I just believe that I would trust those guys more than what we've gotten from the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks are looking dominant like they used to. So I would have to agree with you, Bruce Glass. I see the Seahawks versus the Patriots, and who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, I'll say I don't know. I'm talking to sports show, so let me say I believe we see Patriots versus Seahawks, and let's look at the coaching, right? Who's the head coach? Who's the head coach? What's up, man? Timothy Grant. You was here last night too, wasn't you? So let me ask you, because I don't know. Who's the head coach for the Seahawks? Because I know Mike Vrabel is the coach for your Patriots. An experienced coach, not a Super Bowl coaching experienced coach. He's been to an AFC championship before. That didn't go so well, but he's experienced. So if I had to pick, I would hope that in that instance, the Seahawks would take the dub. But for some reason, I believe that the Patriots will find a way to get the win. Coaching is not just about experience. Sometimes it's about fit. And when you got a guy like Vrabel, why am I struggling with that, Kinfolk? When you got a guy like that, Mike, let's just go with Mike, Kinfolk, because them V's and them R's and them B's is kicking me in the butt tonight. When you got a guy who knows what the Patriot way is, you don't have to be Bill Belichick to win, but you do have to understand how franchises are run. He set a standard in how they're actually executing. So I believe that I would maybe trust Mike Vrabel in a situation over whoever the coach is of the Seahawks. Do I want them to win? No, because I'm still hopeful for my Cowboys. So anyway, all right, let's see what you said. You said if your Cowboys would have had some defense this year, they may have actually been the team to beat. Very true. And that brings me to what are you hearing, right? Because of course we have 7 vacancies. You have a lot of candidates out there, right? Including a Sean McDermott, who of course they are saying, from the people that I'm listening to and hearing from, we don't want Sean McDermott under no circumstances. I'm still saying give me Brian Flores. That's me. Give me Leonard. Give me anybody that's not 97 years old and that has not proven that they could get their team to the next level if they've actually coached before. So, we're in a window with Dak Prescott that we absolutely need to execute. This draft is going to be incredibly important. Some people are believing that if you can get a Reuben Bain at 12, which chances are he's not going to fall to you there. If you can get a Reuben Bain Jr. at 12, you take him with no hesitation, because we need help at every level on that defense. We need help, maybe not as much on the interior, but we absolutely need help at pass rusher. We need help at linebacker, corner, and safety. So the Cowboys are going to have to, you're going to have to do a lot of work in free agency in the draft, and I'd rather us draft Caleb Downs. I've talked about this before. I'd rather us draft Caleb Downs and maybe but you can't get Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese. They're just not going to fall to you that way. Now, if you get a run of linemen and quarterbacks or something that end up going, because shout out to Vash Lombardi again, teams are bad at drafting. So there's a great chance that the Cowboys will get lucky to get a couple solid players. I wouldn't trade back into the draft, trade back into the second and third. Get you two bona fide guys that are on your board at 12 and 20. Shout out to your Green Bay Packers for making that amazing trade for a player that couldn't even help you in the playoffs. And it's fool's gold. Thank you for that 20th pick. We appreciate you giving us the ability to jumpstart our defense to go on a playoff run next year. I at this point, I'm gonna be honest. We got to dance with the girl we came to the dance with. Dak Prescott is the Rain Dakota Prescott is the girl that I brought to the dance. So I got to take her out on that dance floor and cut a little rug. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I don't care about him being paid $60 million. I don't care about linemen. I care about you putting him in the best position to win. And in this instance, we have an embarrassment of riches on offense. Whether we draft a guy, whether we re-sign Javonte Williams, we have what we need on offense, guys. We need, of course, now we need help at tackle because both our Steele and whatever that other guy name is, he's been hurt for a little minute this season. I'm not sold on any one of those guys. So we could use help at tackle for sure. But, it is what it is, man. So anyway, let's see what Bruce said, and we'll get back into it. Hey, man, national championship, just an update. Indiana is up 10-0 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, first half. And Miami doesn't appear to be able to get any offense really going right now. They have massive guys on that offensive line. So depending on how they handle this drive, I believe will dictate a lot. I believe this game could possibly get out of hand pretty fast eventually if Miami doesn't find a way to score before the half. Now, I don't know who got the ball first. Y'all can fill me in on that. But if Indiana gets the ball coming out the half, if they're not able to capitalize right here with Carson Beck and that offense, it might become scary hours. I know sports and football are definitely, and basketball for sure, are games of flows, ebbs and flows, of course, but in games of runs, so to speak. I ain't buying Miami. One thing I will agree with what's said is that Miami's technically not supposed, they shouldn't have got in, but they did. So now you make the best of it, right? You can't be mad at them for capitalizing on the opportunity that they, maybe they didn't deserve. So my boy Bruce Glass said, I dislike the Rams, so I'm picking the Seahawks. You can't do that, Bruce. I need your sports loving eye, not the dislike eye, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I need you to tell me, you got to take the feeling out of it and just tell me what you think, what you see with your eyes. You said the current head coach for the Seahawks is Mike McDonald. Yeah, man, I'm proud of him. I don't know who but he is, though. Did he do something amazing? Did they just stop them on fourth down? Or is it now fourth down? I was known to cut a little rug in my day. You know what I'm saying? Fresh shout out to my boy Danny, man. Or Coop, you know what I'm saying? Y'all check out 784 Brandon Co. as well, man. They dope in the marketing space, man. They do their thing. So y'all make sure y'all follow the YouTube over there and on social media, 784 Brandon Co. But yeah, man, that's for the people who know Major Pain. You know what I'm saying? So it's 4th and 1, and they are going for it. And they didn't get it. No, they got it. Oh, it was close. It was close. It looked like they ended up getting it at the end, though. Man, it's finna be a rock'em sock'em robot game. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so Bruce said he used to be that defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, all right. Well, listen, to go from the Baltimore Ravens, who are playing in the AFC Championship, to playing in an NFC Championship is actually quite impressive. So I have no hate for that in the world. Oh, he looked like he didn't get it. Oh, he looked like he didn't get that. Look at the coach. Look at the coach. He looked like Dilbert. The coach looked like Dilbert, kinfolk. But they gave it to him. Carson Beck finds a receiver wide open down the field for about a 20-yard gain. Yeah, they need it. I don't think they win, but they need it. So anyway, let me get back to my notes. Let's get into it, man. So I posed the question, and y'all put in the chat what you think, right? Who is the biggest blame for the failure in Buffalo? And we got to be clear when we speak, it is absolutely a failure that it was in Buffalo. Why? Because you have one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's probably not 3. You can argue in a Patrick Mahomes-less NFL, he's probably not 2. That you have the best quarterback in football, and here's the reason why I always argue that he absolutely deserved that MVP. Name me his best receiver. Name me where a game where if he doesn't get a rushing touchdown or convert 7 fourth and whatevers, how many games would they actually be in as the Buffalo Bills? Because that defense was absolutely sketchy. Absolutely sketchy. I think that people are getting lulled to sleep by a moment in time where that defense was clicking, right? But the Buffalo Bills defense hasn't been anything to really look at since maybe that first or second year of Von Miller. They've you got to be real about what we're actually watching here. That defense is only as reliable as Josh Allen's ability to keep them on the sideline. Now, are they all-time worst like the Dallas Cowboys? No. But when you look at the teams left in the playoffs, top 10 defenses, top 10 scoring defenses, there has to be a level, because when you get to the playoffs, and this is the thing that I don't like, right? When you start looking at a Josh Allen and you start looking at his stat line, which we're going to get into, but I do want y'all to put in the chat, whose fault is it? Who's the reason for the playoff exit in the divisional round for them? Who's the reason that they haven't made it to a Super Bowl? Who's ultimately the blame? Because I have my thoughts and opinions. I will share that with you, but I want to know what you think in the chat. Let me know, and make sure you hit the like. So let's look at these stats, because I have the stats of him and Bo Nix. Is Josh Allen the problem? Here is his stat line from that game. 25 of 39, 283 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 lost fumbles, QBR of 48, and a passer rating of 90. Okay, so 25 of 39, 283 yards, right? So then let's look at Bo Nix in comparison. 26 for 46. So he had 1 more completion on 7 more attempts. So who do they think Bo Nix is to be throwing the ball around like that? Let's just be honest, right? For 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and no fumbles lost. QBR of 64.7, passer rating of 87.1. So he had a better QBR, but a worse passer rating. Let me look at this comment, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think about what we just read. And you're saying Josh Allen was the leading rusher. Oh yeah, that's just another thing. By the way, he's not only gonna lead them in passing yards, he's gonna lead them in rushing yards as well. People keep hating and sleeping on Josh Allen and what he has to do. You said whoever caused the turnovers was the problem. Frank, and thank you to Anthony Horn. Appreciate you for tapping in with the network, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe it, please. I appreciate it greatly. Hit the hype button as well. Frank, you said whoever caused the turnovers was the problem. We can't do that, Frank, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that's not as cut and dry. Because when you look at, we're talking about professionals here. We're talking about the National Football League. This is the top 1% in the world. So Josh Allen is the best at his position. The guys on the other team, even if they ain't the best on their team or in the National Football League, they better than all them other guys. that didn't make it, that didn't get drafted, right? So I'm saying we're talking about the upper echelon of the world here. You can't. So they get paid to do a job too, is where I'm going with this. I don't want to drag it out like that. They get paid to do a job too, bruh. So with that being said, now mind you, I didn't do an extensive breakdown of every pick and the fumbles lost, and that's what comes along with wearing a heavy crown on your head. Heavy is the crown for Josh Allen. So he has responsibilities that other quarterbacks just don't have. Jalen Hurts has had games, multiple games, with less than 20 completions, less than 200 yards passing. Do the tush push, hand the ball off to Saquon. If you see the deep ball, throw it. If it's a slant, throw it. Otherwise, he's taking off the run because he is not a 2, 3, 4 progression quarterback. The responsibilities are not equal in the NFL when it comes to the quarterbacks that are called to be great, the upper echelon. So I can understand the prototypical, the quarterback is the leader. He touches the ball the most outside of the center, so he's the most responsible. But we got to look at the game. We got to watch the dang game, bruh. And as we'll get to later in my notes, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, one of those guys ain't showed up at all. Don't know why he's still in the NFL, and he was a number 1 draft pick. And I'll let you in on a secret. More than one of those guys was a number 1 draft pick. So we got to go easy on Josh a little bit, bruh. And I ain't making no excuses. I'm not a Bills fan, but I rock with Josh Allen. And people don't realize what it's like to be a quarterback and you have to scale Kilimanjaro carrying 11 guys up the mountain. All right, so Bruce, and then Miami just missed the field goal. 33 seconds left. This is so lovely. I appreciate them losing so greatly. I'm sorry. This goes back to the Willis McGahee days, them playing against Ohio State. I'm telling you, it goes back further, but I wasn't really here for Catalyst versus Convicts like that. But I do remember the history. And then, of course, them versus Ohio State, man, that was riveting football. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he said, Bruce Glass said, the coaching and the management of the team the past few years is to blame. You talking my talk here. They've had time to bring in players to help Josh, so he didn't have to do pretty much everything, and they failed to do so. That is where I am going ultimately. I do want to break down some of these other notes, and we will get to these other comments, so stick with me here. I ain't forgot about y'all. But from what we see, it looks like, so here's the question you have to ask yourself too, Frank, and I'm going to get to your comment, but this is the question you got to ask yourself. How does a quarterback throw 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles, and it still comes down to the final drive of the game for him to have opportunity to win or lose that game on that same arm that has caused these 4 turnovers? What does that say about the quarterback over there that he's playing against and that top-rated defense in Denver that was supposed to be the best pass rushers in the game and all of that? They have a job to do, right? But Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, mainly because of Josh Allen, were still a better team than the Denver Broncos. You can't tell me no different. Let's look at this game. For example, if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, if Dak Prescott has a game where he throws the ball 50 times, he has 3 picks, 2 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles, I guarantee you we lost by 30. I guarantee it. But somehow, a player to the ilk of a Josh Allen finds a way to keep his team in position to win. This is not on Josh Allen, even though, here's the thing, players mess up, right? That's the saying. Players messed up too. So if I'm Josh Allen, I'm allowed to have a horrible game, even in a playoff game. And I need my defense and my coaches to put me in a position to stay relevant. Because one throw, even though they don't have anybody to throw the ball to be honest with you, but one throw can change the trajectory of the game. Right? If Brandon Cooks comes down with that, which we'll get into that too, the pick that never was. I don't care what the rule book says, but if he comes down with that, you're toast. If you're the Denver Broncos, he overthrew Knox too on one pass in that same drive, and I know he's probably kicking himself about that. But once again, what he's required to do, most quarterbacks outside of Joe Burrow, who else? Joe Burrow, maybe Justin Herbert, Sunshine over there in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. These guys have to move mountains every Sunday. So all I'm saying is we just got to call a spade when we start talking about that. All right. So then he said Hurts has a team around him where he doesn't have to do everything. Bingo. That's all I'm saying. See, now you're talking my language. Right. You playing with pros, so you can't be making amateur mistakes, especially in a high stakes game. Let me ask you this, though, Frank. How many times has he done that, though? As bad as I've known, and we know this, Josh Allen has been a turnover machine in the regular season, throwing a bunch of picks and stuff like that. But name his receivers outside of Stephon Diggs, outside of Gabriel, who had that one great year, and then he wasn't heard of anymore. Name the great tight end he had before he got the first round pick, Dalton Kincaid, who was hurt his first year. He's had to lean on his legs and the running back's legs far more than what you should as a quarterback in a passing league in today's NFL. We got to keep it a bean here, bro. Right. If you take away one of his mistakes, do Buffalo win that game? I don't know. It's the hypothetical that we'll never be able to know. Right. Here's what I do know. And maybe I say yes only because that last pick was garbage. It was egregious. That was nonsensical. I don't care what they say, completing the catch through the ground and all this and that. Man, listen, bro. Whatever. We'll get to that. But I'll say maybe. Maybe, of course, turnovers are a great equalizer, but then sometimes people can have 3 turnovers, you don't score, and all it ends up being is a change of field possession. So, of course, turnovers, quarterbacks win or lose off the back of how secure they can keep the ball. I'm not a fan of the Bills. I hate them, but Josh is a monster. That dude is insanely good. Thank you, C's. And appreciate you for tapping in with the network, man. I ain't never seen you over here before. Same for Frank. I appreciate you fellas, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, man. Tap in. We doing dope things over here. Hit that subscribe button. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of the Bills. I did want them to go this year. In my perfect scenario, it would have been Bills versus Rams, right? But that's because Josh deserves to get into a championship game, bro, and have all things be considered equal to get to a Super Bowl. Let's not forget, Josh didn't give up a touchdown with less than 20 seconds on the clock here. He did what he did. He put his team in position. So Bruce said halftime 10-0 Indiana. I'm telling you, crystal ball. Hey, Miami, y'all, listen, bro. Sometimes, especially in college, not the pros, right? There's more parity in the pros than, it's just a thing. It's just how it goes. 6 or 7 teams make the playoffs that didn't make them the year before. You look at like the Washington Commanders go from worst to first one year. You look at the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs this year. Stuff like that that's just when you're dealing with the best of the best, you have greater opportunities to succeed in that way. But when you're talking about college, Indiana is their year, dog. And you know another reason, Bruce, why I'm ready, and I see your comment, Frank, we're going to get to you. You know another reason why I hope Indiana wins? Because loves bringing up that useless stat about how many times the Heisman Trophy winner wins the national championship. And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily mean much because the best player doesn't always play on a team that's worthy of going to the national championship. Boise State that year, that guy they weren't going to a national championship. He was going to have to be the best running back of all time in college sports to get his team to the national championship. And it's hard to do that with a running back. So when you look at the Vince Youngs, when you look at the Reggie Bushes, when you look at you got to really be on those type of teams, Brandon, don't always look like that. The Charles Woodsons, sometimes you get lucky. But it's like, who knew that Fernando Mendoza then was going to do that? So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. So then Frank said that guy's a dog, but without the weapon, he gotta be God yesterday. Ain't nobody getting past in the era getting past in this era of football. It's kind of hard for me to understand that, but that's my point though. That's my whole point is, yes, Josh Allen is a monster, but what help does he really have? So it's kind of hard. You're basically telling them that he has to be perfect. Josh Allen has to be perfect. And I just don't, bruh, he's a human being. People forget, Tom Brady did a lot of great things, but he wasn't out there just putting up 400 or 500 yard passing games in the Super Bowl and AFC championships. He leaned heavily on a defense, a run game, and a kicker. Adam Vinatieri saved his life several times. Tuck rule saved his life several times. Not several times, saved his life one time. So we can't have revisionist history about who's required to do a lot. Tom Brady is the greatest. Why? Because he found a way to win. He didn't find a way to. Sometimes he wasn't even the best quarterback that he was playing against. He didn't outplay Peyton Manning a lot of those times. He didn't outplay, different quarterbacks on his way, but he found a way to make the great decision on the heels of having an amazing. Let's not forget, in Tampa Bay, he had an amazing defense. All they needed was a quarterback. Jameis Winston, 30 touchdowns, 30 picks. Never forget it. Great defense, though. LeGarrette Blount. Come on, y'all. Come on, bruh. So you gotta be able to compensate him some other way if you're not gonna give him receivers. Keon Coleman, get him out of here. Want to be my friend? Sure, bro. Hit the like and subscribe. I'll be your friend for sure. So anyway, let me say this. Josh Allen still outplayed Bo Nix, and that's saying a lot for a guy who had 3 less turnovers, 3 less turnovers than Josh Allen, and Josh Allen still outplayed him. Let me also say this. Josh Allen is undeniably a true leader. He stood on that podium, and whether you like it or not, I titled this The Crying Game because I need to see people who care. Let me say it that way first. I need to see quarterbacks, receivers. I need some T.O. That's my quarterback. I need to see that again, bro. I need to see people not give the PG answer all the time. I need to see a grown man overcome with emotion because he worked hard. He almost tore his ACL that last game. I want to let you know that there was a play on the goal line. He almost tore his knee up. I'm telling you, he missed tearing his ACL by this much, bro. Something ain't right in that knee. You can't convince me otherwise. The week before in the wild card game, they were on the goal line. So, I mean, when you gave everything that he's gave and you get a great receiver, lose a great receiver, you remember that Stephon Diggs came over from Minnesota. and they built that chemistry. But it just seemed like, to skip ahead too, Sean McDermott was a part of the problem. Whether that's getting the right offensive coordinator, whether that's being able to make a play late in a AFC championship, whether that's partnering with the GM to get the right players around him, as we heard Bruce Glass say, man, that takes a toll out of a guy like Josh Allen, who's had a lot of pressure to be the equalizer to Patrick Mahomes. That's just a lot, bruh. When you can garner the emotion from your teammates, the linemen, who got as equally emotional when hit with the thought process that Josh said it was his fault that he let his team down, that ain't just some, I lost, so I feel sad. No, he loves his quarterback, bruh. Josh Allen is a true leader to those guys, and it shows by that type of thing that you can get. I guarantee you that team will be back and they will be stronger. So that's just my thoughts, right? And so I put here that they have a first round guy that has not contributed to this team, and we're talking about Keon Coleman, of course. 1 catch for 10 yards, and albeit a touchdown. But this is your first round draft pick from 2 years ago. Or a year ago, rather. Your first round draft pick got sat down for a few games, deactivated off the active roster because he didn't he's aloof. He's not a dog. I can't tell you one thing that he does great. So when you look at that and then you go, well, he got Dalton Kincaid. Yes, Dalton Kincaid led your team in receiving yards yesterday. Led your team in receiving yards. Khalil Shakir led your team in receptions. Now, on a Super Bowl roster, Khalil Shakir is truly a great slot guy. A great slot guy. He's operating as the number 1 receiver for this team. Small guy, not super speedy, got a lot of heart, good hands. Shouldn't be your starting receiver on that roster. So I'm just saying, that should not be a number 1 guy on a Super Bowl team if you're really trying to compete. So let's see. Got somebody that just said that's why they subscribe. Right on. That's why they subscribe. I appreciate that. Pat R2M, I appreciate you for subscribing, my bro. So he said this was Josh Chance, no Patrick, Lamar, or Joe, but he does need a number 1. He needs help. This is these guys' livelihood. They're everything. So yeah, he's going to cry. Dude's out there crying for losing Madden. You preach it to the choir, my guy. You preach it to the choir. Absolutely. I can't agree more. This was his chance, and I think he knew that. That's why it prompts the tears, because it's like, bro, I didn't have to worry about Patrick Mahomes. Let me make sure I'm getting over here for the vertical view too. I didn't have to worry about Patrick Mahomes this year. That's his arch nemesis. And I remember seeing other people say that this was his year because there was no Patrick Mahomes. But here's the thing. Even though Patrick Mahomes wasn't there, you still had to worry about more complete teams being an issue. The Patriots of the world, a complete team. You see what happened. You see what happened. They go out there, they fought hard. I get it. The Denver Broncos, a complete team. Quarterback is not great. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. Thank you. I appreciate you, my guy. Let me go show some love to you real quick, man. Thank you. Appreciate you, C's, for the follow, man. It's all love, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's like, man, look at the Denver Broncos. Complete team, great receivers, good run game, decent quarterback, solid defense, great pass rushers, coached by Sean Payton, a former champion, a former Super Bowl champion. So there's evidence there that you got to pack your lunch and you got to be dang near perfect to beat them. So yeah, 4 turnovers ain't gonna cut it. But also having a number one a first round draft pick receiver, 1 catch, 10 yards, and a touchdown. That's all you contributed. Don't get me wrong. If that was for game, if it was like, okay, we driving, okay, he got 1 yard, he got 1 catch off 10 yards, he got 1 catch, 10 yards, and a touchdown. They won the game. We'll talk about how we can regroup and get better. But essentially, it didn't mean much to the game. So yeah, I'm with you. I need grown men caring again. Let's be clear. Football is a childhood sport. It is based off of the love of the game. And this generation doesn't have the love of the game no more. As great as the NIL has been to be the great equalizer, to make sure that guys are benefiting off of their name and likeness, name, image, and likeness, there's also the pitfalls of loser kids that don't have heart or drive going to 3, 4, and 5 schools for more money because they're not willing to fight and go through the ringer to prove that they're the best. Anybody who's played sports understands how it was growing up as kids. When you go, if you good, you may go straight to varsity. But typically, if you good, if you better than the freshman, you're gonna go to JV first. Then you're gonna dominate on JV. Then you're gonna go to varsity. If you're the freshman on varsity, unless everybody get hurt, the seniors are the guys. Why? Because they have the most experience. Sometimes they may not be the most talented, but they've seen every situation. So these guys are looking to go straight from being freshmen to being on varsity, and they haven't proven themselves. So the NIL has created a pocket for losers to go and not and just demand playing time. I'll be honest, it's a part of the reason why it hasn't worked with Deion. And I love Deion. This ain't no Deion slander whatsoever. We don't tolerate no Sanders slander over here. But what I'm saying is, when you can't spend time intimately on the football field as a coach with players for multiple years, even when you talk about like a Kentucky Wildcats in basketball, that's my team. They were known as the one and done boys. So you're either going to get an opportunity to win a championship or you're going to go play in the NBA. That culture over time breeds immaturity because nobody develops anymore. So there are pros and cons to anything. So yes, I do believe players should be paid. But then once you start looking at who's the starting quarterback, receiver, running back, who's the coach at Holy Cross? So why should they get the same type of money that Oklahoma, Alabama, that the Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M? How do you determine how that team gets paid? The booster money, it's all different. So I'm just saying, like, you get Keon Coleman's of the world when you don't do your due diligence, when you don't vet these guys to see the dogs that they actually are. And going into a portal to hide because you don't accept criticism or you don't want to work hard, it produces these type of performances. So yes, Josh Allen cried like a baby, and I understand it. Josh Allen overrated, plain and simple. Dexter Fuqua, you drinking them drugs, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, let me see. Where's my boo bell? Where's my boo at? You just hating, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Dexter Fuqua. Your name hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you're hating, dog. You hating, bro. Josh Allen ain't overrated. Why is he overrated? Tell me, be honest with me. And I think I know what you're gonna say. Tell me why Josh Allen is overrated if you're still in the chat. Just tell me why. I'm all ears. Paul Costa said, Allen needs a better head coach. He's careless with the ball too often. So I think that was a story of, here's what I believe it was. I believe that this was old habits coming back to bite him. More than anything. I believe that it was old habits coming back to bite Josh Allen in the butt. I don't think that's really been as much of an issue for him over the years because he had to be more protective of the ball to constantly keep them in position to win. Yes, that was an issue early on in his career for sure. But over the last couple of years, Josh Allen isn't the reason that they've been losing. You can technically argue if it comes down to a final drive or two to put us in position to win or lose the game after the turnovers. How can you count it as a pick, a guy going to the ground and you pull the ball? You pull the ball from him on the ground. That's not a pick anyway. If anything, it should be done by contact. That rule is stupid. But if anything, it should be a fumble recovery. It's a takeaway. It's not a pick though. So that's all I'm saying. I think he was careless at a time though. My boy Coop said facts. I don't know what he was saying facts to, but I could dig it. Only 20% of the players love the game because the money is too great. And that's the part that's disappointing. Is the fact that we don't have guys, and mind you, let me be clear. Money matters. Money is important. Send me a super chat right now, and I'll show you how important it is, kinfolk. Money, we not mad at making no money now. Let's be perfectly clear about that. We not mad at people who want their money. If you want to sit out half a training camp till you get paid, it's a dangerous sport. CTE is a real thing. People have unalived themselves and their families. Harmed animals, all type of stuff. So if I'm gonna put my life on the line, I want to get paid for it. But what I'm saying is, at the core of it though, I can appreciate those guys who say, yeah, we're going through contract negotiations, but I got to show up. I got to be with my teammates. I love the game too much. And it typically works out. There are players who wait for the money, come back, still get hurt. If you look at it, Michael Parsons had back injuries early on, towards the ACL late in the season. That stuff happens. But the ones who say, I'm going to show up, I'm not making no excuses, it usually fares well for them. Frank said Bo Nix did not play great. Buffalo defense was hurt. Bo Nix just wasn't making mistakes. See, now I respect you, my guy. Cause I can respect you, my guy. You talking good. You absolutely talking good right there. That's true. Bo Nix wasn't amazing. And I could argue that last throw he made was the best throw that he probably made the whole game. But Bo Nix hardly ever plays amazing. What he does will suffice. It's not amazing, though. He said, Holy Cross isn't paying anyone. They were lucky if they give you a scholarship. True. I just named him, though. Come on, Paul. Come on, Costa. Come on, Paul Costa. I'm just saying. I agree with you. I'm not saying that's an actual thing. I'm just saying there are teams out there that do have access to the NIL money, but it's like you got one player on your team that's a star player, and he came because you promised him $5 million. I mean, how do you divvy that up? You get what I'm saying? And then that same player can say he wants more money, as we've seen it the Las Vegas quarterback do. Say he wants more money, and then he's back in the portal after he's robbed y'all blind. National championship is back in effect. Miami just kicked the ball off. So, like I said before, I think it could become scary hours for Miami if they don't find a way to capitalize early. And Connor, by the way, this is my boy Connor. He in high school, man. he loves all things Cleveland, Ohio. My bad for insinuating that you was in college drinking. You definitely let me know that you still in high school. You act a little older than what you are. And so that's on me. That's my bad. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you some love, man. I appreciate you turning into one of my faithful fews for sure. But you said I love betting on sports. I like betting on sports too. Bruce Glass is actually the guy. Bruce Glass is one of those ones when it comes to the sports betting. You know, you could dang near hit your wagon to whatever he would tell you about sports betting. So then he said, I need Hoosiers to win by more than 7 to win $20. Now you sound like a high school kid. I ain't mad at $20. I'm just saying, I'll take $20 too. But I do get you. I get your point. Did I just hear you say down by contact, stupid? No, that's not what I said. It's safety measure half the time, so you don't just jump on the player and hurt him. No. What I was saying was he should have been down by contact. The rule is stupid that they're saying that you got to maintain this through the ground and all of that stuff. The circumstance surrounding that play didn't qualify under, in my opinion, the normal qualifications of what it means to finish through the ground. It's like, bro, how can I finish through the ground if I catch the ball and go to the ground and somebody falls on top of me and then grabs the ball? I'm down by contact. So, yeah, no, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I'm saying. Now, I ain't seen old buddy that was saying that Josh Allen is overrated. Did you just come on here to troll and then you left? Or, I mean, I want to hear what you had to say. NIL is ruining college football. No, I think that it gives the appearance of it. I could argue that coaches that are just as willing to leave a team after they went through recruitment, got guys to buy into they're going to be the guy for 3 or 4 or 5 years and then go for a better opportunity, are ruining college football and actually ruining young men's lives far more than the opportunity to make money as a player. What are y'all thoughts on that? See, nobody complains about a coach going for greener pastures and getting their money, but you've had a whole bunch of guys who bought into who you said you were going to be to them, then leave. Then if they're not this great 5-star guy that can fit into any system, a lot of the times they're going to get rid of them. Nobody's complaining about that, though, but we'll complain about the NIL ruining college football. This is the reality. You got young guys that are able to change their families' lives right now. They're going to change their mind a million times because their prefrontal cortex is still immature, is undeveloped. So they're going to make decisions that don't fare too well sometimes. So I don't think it's necessarily that. I just think universities and ADs have had their way. Presidents of universities have had their way and made money hand over fist off of players for years. And they couldn't afford to buy ramen noodles, can't take money from people, can't get suits from people. Everything's a violation, but you can make money off of number 10 that plays for Texas, no problem. So then when I get the autonomy to say, nah, man, I'm going to the portal. They said they can give me $5 million. I'm sorry. I'm never mad at that. Go change your family's life if you can. Realize that there's taxes involved and realize that you got to perform for that money as well still. But I'm never mad at nobody for taking the opportunity to go better themselves and their family. Never. I am in high school and I'm from Cincinnati. My bad. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Twin Cities, Twin Towers. What? Come on, man. Sheesh, man. Come on, man. Dang, man. Take it easy on me, Connor, dog. So then Snow Bear said NIL in college football is good. Makes it more competitive on field while we have Indiana and Miami instead of Ohio State and Bama every year. Thank you. Cha-ching. That's the money ball. We don't get to see Fernando Mendoza in Indiana play against Miami. This kid is electric. Number 10 for Miami is electric, bro. Don't punt to him. Kick the ball out of bounds because he's going to crack one of these Jones to the house. And then you got 97-year-old Carson Beck as the quarterback. It's a perfect storm for them to be successful. I just don't know how much I can actually depend on. I don't think Carson Beck's that good. If you got him projected to be a first-round draft pick, you're drinking drugs. But I do encourage you to pick him because I want all the good players to be filtered towards the Cowboys as much as possible on defense. But I agree with this. Snow Bear, you talking heavy, my guy. I definitely agree with you on that. And then C said, Bo is borderline for me, but like you said, he's serviceable because he doesn't make many mistakes and he's not a driver on the ball. There you go. See, when you don't have to do Josh Allen feats. You can be Jalen Hurts. You can be Bo Nix. If you got a solid team around you. What's my guy in San Francisco? Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, that was Brock Purdy's role to be Jalen Hurts. Brock Purdy's role was to be Bo Nix. You start losing players, guys get traded, guys get hurt. Now we've seen him actually elevate his game. He's not just a game manager. He can be a game changer. So that's just something to look at and think about. You said, oh, my bad. I misunderstood what you said. All good. Man, listen, man, it's all love over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind somebody, you know what I'm saying, talking out of turn just a little bit. We'll get back on course. It's the Calvin Johnson rule. So it is the Calvin Johnson rule, but let's stay here for a second, C's, right? And let's walk through these three scenarios, right? Calvin Johnson catches the ball in the end zone, falls to the ground. Nobody knocks the ball out of his hand, nothing. He falls to the ground, boom. The ball comes out when he hits the ground. They say no catch. Cool. They changed the rule. They define what a catch is. Cool. Or, yeah, okay. So I have to catch the ball, take 3 steps, make a football move. Dez does all 3 of them. Dez Bryant catches the ball, takes 3 steps, lunges for the goal line, football move, ball comes out, not a catch. Garbage, egregious call. Let's skip ahead. Now you have Josh Allen completing the ball to change no matter what you think about Josh Allen, the guy who said he's overrated, I guess he ran in high because he was talking nonsense anyway. But Josh Allen makes a great throw. Brandon Cooks completes the catch, goes to the ground. At the moment of contact, I don't want to hear anything about completing the catch through the ground. Bro, if nobody's there and then he catches the ball, goes to the ground, and he fumbles the ball and he doesn't complete the catch, and the ball comes out, okay, cool. It's not a catch. But we also have to keep in mind that not every time you fumble the ball in the end zone, it counts against you. Like when you fumble the ball or you don't complete the catch going out of bounds or to the ground. It's all circumstantial. It's not one rule like it used to be. That's why I think it's nonsensical. So you have Calvin Johnson. That's how the rule was actually put into effect. You have Dez, where they completely contradicted what they said the rule is. Caught the ball, 3 steps, football move. Then you have the Brandon Cook situation where at the point, this is the weird thing too. In most catches, if you take a finger and touch a guy, see, I knew that was going to happen. Running back for Miami just broke it for like 50. I don't know how long it was. I'm going to say like 40 or 50 yards for a touchdown. It probably was longer than that, actually. But yeah, so now it's 10-7. Mark Fletcher, 57-yard rushing TD for Miami. It is now 10-6 with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. So yeah. So you have to explain to me how it changes based off of where you're at on the field. If I take the ball, run, dive across the goal line, and fumble it, I mean, like the ball hits the ground, like I dive, the ball comes out, they're going to say that is a touchdown every single time. So do I have to be running to get into the end zone, or do I have to stay in the end zone for it to be considered a catch to lose control of the ball? Right? Cool. But then you got the Dez rule where catch, 1, 2, 3, lunge, ball comes out. Not a fumble. I would not be mad if you said it's a fumble, even though he got possession of the ball again. You said it was no catch. That's a discrepancy that I don't understand from the NFL. How can Brandon Cooks complete the ball through the ground if he catches the ball, a guy tackles him to the ground, and then rips the ball out? Please, somebody in the chat, explain this to me. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got 21 people in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. We're talking Brandon Cooks. Don't understand this rule. I said it's the pick that never was. Because I don't understand, once again, how you can justify so that's what I was going to say. Anywhere else in the NFL, all it takes on a pick, let's say if a receiver picks the ball off, right, and goes to the ground, not loses possession, but just goes to the ground. If one part of a pinky touches you, if one part of the jersey, a foot touches that corner that just got the pick, he's down. So why is it that if I, as a receiver, catch the ball, go to the ground, have possession, the guy touches me, because it wasn't like he just grabbed the ball and rolled over. His body was on his body, pause, and took the ball in the process of rolling over. How is that a catch? How is that not a catching down by contact? But it's through the ground. Remember, it's through the ground. Y'all just be making up stuff, bro. And in my humble opinion, y'all wanted Denver to win that game. I'm not a fan of either team. Y'all wanted Denver to win that game. Those pass interference calls after the fact were all nonsensical. We want to argue. It's weird, right? The same NFL that says that those were pass interferences completely fleeced the New Orleans Saints 2 years in NFC championship games. Dude might as well took the receiver of the Saints and thrown him to the ground. No flag. Then they put in a rule to say we can review pass interferences, and then they never overturned the calls. It's pathetic what the NFL does at times, because it's a business too, y'all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it. I'm not the everything's fixed guy, but some of this stuff just is just nonsensical, bro. And for those of you who may be wondering what that was, just take a look at this. Take a good look at this. So if I had to catch the ball to be able to have it in a position to go to the ground. Knee down. Look at this. Knee is down. One knee down, you're down. So if he's reaching for the ball, he doesn't have possession of the ball. So if he's reaching for the ball and my knee touches the ground, you, sir, are your body is touching my body. I am down by contact. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. Does anybody in the chat disagree? Everything about this play says he's down. If you look at the play on the left, bro, we're not fighting for the ball at that point. But the play ain't over because he engaged the ball. He didn't. You're engaging the ball as you are as you are contacting me. I'm down by contact, bro. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm down by contact. Does anybody disagree with that? So let me go through these comments. I ain't gonna lie. I feel strongly about this. They upset me with this, man. And then I got a buddy, Justin. I'm like, bro, you just want to argue. Oh, that running back, the running back for Indiana, he run hard. But he run hard. But yeah, man, I'm just saying, dog. I don't get it. So let me go through these comments because I am behind on comments. Connor said, it's going to eventually ruin college football. The players go where the money goes. There should be limited transfers. Well, that's not true, Connor. Because we have Indiana in the championship. So is all the money flooding into Indiana? You see what happened with Texas Tech? Texas Tech relatively dominated this year. $25 million in NIL money. Not all went to the football team, but those guys end up in the playoff. It creates an even playing field, bro. I'm telling you, it just does. It's not gonna ruin college football. Trust me. They will sooner just get rid of the NIL out of nowhere than them let it ruin college football. It just, if that's the case, why isn't Alabama dominant like they've always been? Nobody knew that Ohio State, when they won that championship that year, that they were the highest paid NIL team in the whole college football. Nobody knew that. Texas, all that money, didn't make the playoff. I'm just saying, it's not really like what you saying it is, but I get your point. It has the ability to be detrimental because you talk about a lot of teams not having continuity, being top heavy, but it allows players to say that they don't have to wait behind anybody. I'll go take some money from Miami. I'll go take some money from Indiana. I'll go take some money from whoever. And if you're a top tier player, and if you can pay the NIL money, so, all right, dude just dropped the pass on 3rd and 3. God dang it. Come on, Indiana. So anyway. All right, so let me get to these comments. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy on the network. So you said former UC Bearcat, Cincinnati Bearcat quarterback is getting paid top $5 million a year. Where are you playing at? But that's my point, though. That's not bad, right? That's a good thing. So then you said, nah, Cleveland is the mistake on the lake. Cincinnati is at least a decent place. Laugh out loud. Cleveland is the mistake on the lake. You funny. Oh, you talking because I said Cleveland, Cincinnati. All right, got you. Says, I hate when college coaches I hate when college coaches do just to do. I understand why Deion did it, but most coaches was wrong. Plus, college made billions off of free labor for these kids. That's my point. And I get what you're saying. It's kind of a little jumbled, but I get what you're saying. College coaches have been doing this for generations. But when the player, it ain't no fun when the rabbit get the gun, is what my granny used to say. So it's like now when we get the ability to call our shots as players, now it's like, oh, it's ruining. It's like, no, it's not, bro. If anything, it's like, man, go get a bag and go figure out from these boosters how to pay the players that you want. They're professional athletes anyway. You think these guys are student athletes? You think they actually are going to class? Come on, man, knock it off. Knock it off. These guys ain't going to class. So let's just keep it a bean and treat them like the professionals that they are. Yes, they're young kids, but there's a lot of these guys after 1 or 2 years are going to go to the pros anyway. Some of them are still going to be immature and underdeveloped. So you might as well get them used to, hey, bro, you want your check? You got to show up to practice. Better yet, you want your check? Go to class. It's ways to police it better, Connor, is all I'm saying. So then you said Mario Cristobal is eventually going to get a penalty if he doesn't stop crashing out and tossing his headset everywhere. Hey, I hope you get all the penalties. You can be Drake May. No, you can't. You can be Drake May. No, you can't. I don't get it. Did I say that? I said I could be Drake May. Did I say that? I don't know. I'm really asking. Okay. There should be bets on how many times Kurt Signetti smiles, if he even does smile. I'm pretty sure they got it. A lot of the betting sites have it like that now. Miami scored a touchdown. Yes, sir. I did say something about that. That's why I'm trying to step on the comments, but these must be running sometimes. That's my bad. But this rule has been really in existence since the 80s. They just tweak every couple of years. Bruce said it was a 57-yard touchdown. Bro, I'm gonna lose my money if Fernando doesn't lock in. Yo, $20. He's so funny, dog. It did. Bruce said the football when Brandon Cooks hit the ground actually was moving, not secured in his hands. That's why I believe they called that not a catch. I want Denver to lose. I wanted Denver to lose that game. Yeah, I guess if the ball was moving, I can understand what you're saying, Bruce. I think the refs got it wrong. He was on the ground and down by contact. See, that's my thing. It's like, man, The ball was moving. I'm like, man, I get it, bro. I just think that wasn't the right call. I just don't think that was the right call. And I'm gonna put the pick up. I ain't gonna put it up no more. I'm just gonna let y'all rock out. You have to hold on to it until motion is complete. Okay. I didn't see the ball moving as he went to the ground. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? So if he caught the ball and it's like the dude touched him, boom, now the ball moving. It's like, I don't buy it, bro. That's just me. I get it, bro. I just don't buy it, bro. I think the NFL wanted what they wanted, and I think that that was just one of the many bad calls down the stretch of that game. It says about as bad as the pass interference with Ole Miss in the end zone. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Rocky Mountain robbery. Laugh out loud. That's pretty good, actually. He said absolutely he was down. I disagree with Shannon Sharp because he's a former Bronco. Yeah, of course they're gonna get a little tidbit. Mark Cuban just donated over $1 million. To who? Says college is a business. I don't think guys should be playing 5-6 years. Right. But then sometimes there's like medical injuries and things of that nature. In those situations, I ain't mad at it because yeah, you 25, but look, that sound crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. Never mind, bro. You right. I'm done. I ain't even finna try to make sense of that, bro. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I know he's 30, but he been hurt for 10 years. It's like, bro, then you should just get a job at Best Buy and move on. That sounded crazy coming out. But anyway, they were both going for the ball, so it's anybody's ball until motion stops. I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what bro Bruce is saying too. It was sketchy as hell for sure. Then it says Mark Cuban donated to Indiana this year $100 million. Is that accurate? And then how much of it was NIL money though? Gave him over $100 million. He donated it to Indiana. Bruh. Yeah, but here's the thing though. But here's the thing though. So I can dig that, right? And maybe that has something to do with it. But here's what I'll say. The 4 and 5 star recruits don't compare to the teams that we're watching right now. I think they said something like it's like 4, maybe 5, like 4 or 5 star recruits on Indiana's entire roster. We're not comparing that to what Miami has amassed, even including their linemen. So I'm just saying. He said none was NIL. It was a donation because he's a Hoosier alumni. There we go. So yeah. All right. So it's third quarter, 8 minutes left, 1st and 10 for Indiana. They're up 10-7 and they have the ball close to the 50-yard line. I believe your money is safe though, Connor. Oh, Ruben Bain. Is that Ruben Bain? No, that wasn't Ruben Bain. Ooh, he kind of said, I'm gonna go watch the game. See ya. Man, they had these things called watch it on your phone, and then you can also have it on the internet. All you gotta do is keep the stream up, my boy. Hey, go watch the game. Just keep the stream up. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate our numbers over here. You said all out Broncos. Broncos or Patriots. So I talked about this at the beginning of the show. Close to the beginning of the show. I think it comes down to coaching, and I think it comes down to experience, right? And these running backs for Indiana run so freaking hard, bro. I think that there's an edge at coach at coaching when it comes to Sean Payton, right? But then I think that for quarterback play, Drake May ain't been here before, and I think you just are hoping that he doesn't make mistakes, that you give him easy reads, and you can rely on your run game and your defense, as the Patriots always have as their winning formula. But Vrabel, Drake May, that defense, I think losing your quarterback is big, even if he isn't great. Bo Nix isn't great, but he better than anybody that's your backup. So I'm going to trust Drake May over whoever the backup is. I'm going Patriots. Yeah, I'm going Patriots for sure. I don't think that man, it's tough to lose your starting quarterback for the AFC Championship. And then you expect for that same backup to go win a Super Bowl. I don't know if I could go with that, man. What are your thoughts? I know clearly you're a Broncos fan. I know you're gonna speak with your heart, but can you be honest about what you actually see and why you would pick that? That's what I want to know. Like, why, if you say you're gonna pick the Broncos, tell me your reasons that aren't just blind fandom. That's what I want to know. Paula Costa said Patriots, and then he said Drake May is due for a better game than the last two games. And I think that could also be fool's gold too. I think that could absolutely be fool's gold. How many chances do you need to elevate? Even as a rookie or second year player, how many? So then what if he plays bad? What if he plays bad in the Super Bowl? I mean, in the NFC AFC Championship, they make it to the Super Bowl, so it's like he's due for a good game in the Super Bowl. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if I can roll with that or believe it. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I don't really want. Here's the thing. I don't like Sean Payton. He's demolished us almost every time we played him, except for one time we beat him, right? As a Saints playing against the Cowboys, and then we clearly seen that they drubbed us this year when we went up to Denver. I don't like Sean Payton, and I don't want the Patriots to win another Super Bowl, but I just don't think, as with losing your starting quarterback, I just don't think they can get it done. He said, respect your opinion. I do agree. If they do win, Jared got to be clean and play good defense. What's the Jarrett Stidham, right? Yeah, that kid, man, he used to play. Wasn't he the quarterback? Who did Jarrett Stidham play for? Was it the Falcons? You can win a Super Bowl without great quarterback play. Yes, you can. But Jarrett Stidham, though, you see, like, I get it. You know, we love to bring up the two quarterbacks that were just serviceable for the Baltimore Ravens or for Tampa Bay. I get it. I get those guys. But yeah, bro, put it like this. There's not a Tampa 2 defense or a Baltimore Ravens defense good enough. There's not a Tampa 2 defense or a Baltimore Ravens like defense in this playoffs that's good enough to win with mediocre to average quarterback play. CJ Stroud, one touchdown, 4 interceptions. Number 1 defense in the NFL. It would have even been hard for the Baltimore Ravens of 99 to win with that type of situation. Don't guess about it. Houston Texans had the best defense in the NFL. Had no shot because of CJ Stroud. So that's why Drake May didn't play good, because he went up against the best defense. But he had a little something on his end too. His defense was quite serviceable. Yes, he played for the Patriots and Raiders. Okay. I know he played, I know that he played for other teams, but I couldn't remember where it was. But okay, Patriots and Raiders, cool. Stidham played for Josh McDaniels at Las Vegas. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. Well, my point is, ain't cutting it, buddy. Yeah, ain't cutting it. You got to think. He's not getting oh wait, was it a pick? So So let me ask you this too. What do y'all think about Carson Beck? What do y'all think about Carson Beck? I'm not a fan. Ooh. The corner had a pick in his hands. It bounced off his hands. Y'all need to get out the field now. That's a momentum changer. When you drop a pick, that's a momentum changer for sure. So they got him deep in their own territory right now. Ooh, they got some pressure coming too. Ooh, and they stop him. It's 4th down. 4th down. Indiana stopping them deep within their own zone. Okay. And then Paul says, well, no way. Bruce, don't do me like that, dog. I'm behind, dog. You can't do that to me. Well, Stroud was horrible. Made through for 2 touchdowns. Bruce, you can't do that to me, dog. You gotta let me catch up, dog. Don't do that, bruh. Well, Bruce just let the cat out the bag, man. He said punt block for a touchdown. They're up 17-7. See? And Connor, you could be here celebrating. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating in the chat while also watching the game. Your money's safe, dog. Your 20 safe. I'm telling you, Indiana is going to win this game, and it's probably going to be by 10 or more. I'm telling you. Anyway, yeah, I love it. I love to see it. Miami, bro, they cool, bro, but I'm just good on them. I'm happy to see this type of demise. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see this. Now, that touchdown, I didn't get to see the start of that run. I don't know if somebody busted the coverage, but, man, they running hard out there. I'm not going to lie to you. Both teams are running hard. But it's looking like Indiana is having better success in the run game thus far. But I'm loving what I'm seeing, though. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Indiana just went up, 17-7. From what I see, Bruce, who's 2 minutes ahead of me, it's a third quarter, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Just got a block punt, up 17-7. How many people still think Indiana is a fluke? See, that's the question. And so there have been some times in the past where the Cincinnatis, the Central Floridas, didn't get to make it into the college football playoff because they didn't believe that the team was good enough. They didn't believe that their record held up. Indiana is proving that all things can be considered equal. Don't count anybody out. Beat Ohio State, taking care of business. Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So, let me get back on task here. I know we've been talking college football. Let's get back to this Buffalo talk, okay? So, we already talked about this, okay? Your tight end, Dalton Kincaid, led the team in yardage. Khalil Shakir led the team in receiving, in receptions, right? Now we got to get to Sean McDermott, right? So let's pull this up. Sean McDermott fired out of Buffalo after 9 seasons, right? Numerous playoff appearances. Only missed the playoffs 1 time in his tenure, but never made it to a Super Bowl, right? 98 wins, 50 losses. Here's the key factor that we have to see and why it was the better move to move on from him. Turned the Bills into a consistent playoff team, making the postseason in 8 of his 9 years. But ask me what his record was in the playoffs. Ask me what Sean McDermott's record was in the playoffs. Playoffs? 8-8. Sean McDermott did not have a winning record in the playoffs. And when you've had the ability to coach a guy like Josh, it's no reason that Josh Allen should have never seen a Super Bowl under your tutelage. All right, number 4 is running nuts. Somebody got to get a hold of this, dog. Dang, that running back is running hard, bruh. Number 4 for Miami, that dude pack a wallop. Oh, he's holding like crazy. He turned his whole body around, bruh. All right. So I ain't even impressed. I ain't even as impressed with the run. See, that's the type of stuff that can change the trajectory of a game, bro. You can't miss somebody grabbing somebody's jersey and turning them completely around. Boom. Ooh. 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 DB laid the wood, my boy. Stop playing. No flag either. Led with his shoulder, so can't nobody complain. Number 5 just put a lick on the tight end. And he built like Jason Witten, so he got to be a tight end. Number 87. Turned the shoulder, dislodged that ball, my boy. Dislodged that ball. All right, now come on. There you go. Man, Indiana the real deal, dog. I'm sorry. Indiana the real deal. So, I ain't gonna lie. If y'all like, we can close this out or we can just keep going. I can give you a little play-by-play of the game. But I will end the Buffalo Bills talk by saying this. Sean McDermott is absolutely the reason for the failure of the Buffalo Bills in the Josh Allen era. He doesn't have a winning record in the playoffs. He is a defensive-minded coach who didn't have the ability to stop Patrick Mahomes from getting out of the end zone with 13 seconds left. You found a way to snatch the victory. You found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. That's the reality. Man, I just said something about Carson Beck, and he just made a crazy throw. Crazy throw. So, yeah, that's what it is. Sean McDermott, it's unfortunate, but it's on you. And all I hope is that the Cowboys don't go out and make a fake splash by hiring a guy like that. Not that I think he's a bad coach all in all, but you haven't shown an ability to get it done. Oh, man, that dude used the ref to get open. Gosh, bro, I don't like that, bro. Buffalo needs an upgrade with their coaching. Superman Allen is about 30 now. And you don't want to look up as a franchise and miss the window that was. You don't want to miss the window that was with Josh Allen. Because we got to remember, the guy didn't play. He didn't have a lot of experience. So he's maybe just now entering the prime of his, entering the prime of his life. So it's something there for sure. But the bottom line is it's not Josh's fault. Josh had a bad game. Not going to argue with you there. But it's not his fault. So we got the fourth quarter coming up. It's 1:42 left. Oh, see, I knew that was going to happen. You see that receiver, number 10 is electric, bro. You got to, bro, stop bagging off a buddy. Put a safety over the top, chuck him at the line, because otherwise he's going to freaking break one of these for a touchdown. I'm telling you, this is just how this goes, bro. That's that Miami speed. He got to be from Miami. Them dudes from Miami is really cut different when it comes to that speed, bro. Them Florida boys, Florida, Texas, California. When it comes to speed, ain't nobody touching them three states. Texas, Florida, California. Period. Now, I'll give it to Miami. Miami on some never say die stuff. And this is where the offensive line of Miami really benefits them. Bruce said, end of the third, Miami is threatening. Bro, do me a favor, Bruce. Wait 30 seconds and then say that. Because you about 30 seconds ahead of me. Just wait about 30 seconds and then say it. And we'll be right on the same page, dog. I kind of want to be surprised a little bit, Bruce. Just a little bit. Ooh, man, bro. Bro, this is gonna come down to the this is just gonna come down to the wire, bro. What it's looking like. Josh can win you the game, but he can also lose you the game. I have seen it many times. That's why better coaching is needed. Okay, so all right, let me oblige you on this, right? So Josh Allen needs better coaching. Cool. In what ways, given the player that he is now, right? and the way that he is actually wired, we're creatures of habit. It'll be very, very hard to change certain, and not impossible, just hard to rewire certain things about Josh Allen and the way he plays the game. You can only increase who he is, in my opinion, by giving him better groceries to cook with. What do you see a coach doing to better what Josh Allen does and brings to the table as a quarterback? And do you have a certain coach in mind when you think about who could come in there and turn the tide, so to speak, to actually put him in a position to win and really win for once and make it to the big game? Because Josh Allen is the type of guy, I don't see him getting to a Super Bowl and losing. You'd be best off just not letting him get there. He gets there, he ends up with 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 throwing, 150 yards rushing, 300 yards passing. I see him doing something crazy like that. He makes it to a Super Bowl. So what do you see Paul Costa, as what type of coach, and what do you see them doing to actually better what he's been building on as a player? Because Josh Allen is great, as we've already said. So what do you see? So entering the fourth quarter, national championship. And so let me explain what I said, right? Because I put the crying game, right? I said winners cry too. And it's really simple. Whether you win or losing, somebody's going to be displaying some type of emotion. If you are the losers, of course, you work hard to get to the pinnacle of football in that arena, whether it's college, whether it's the pros, right? NFL. And when you look at the winner, oftentimes it's the same expression, right? It's somebody getting to the mountaintop, and they talk, because I think sometimes, man, people think that the difference between winning and losing is the hard work in the off season. And it's like, bro, everybody working hard in the off season. Everybody. Josh Allen is working hard. Bo Nix working hard. Dak Prescott working hard. CJ Stroud working hard. Everybody working hard, bro. What is the preparation of your coaching staff to put the team in position to win? When I look at the difference between those things in free agency and in coaching, I don't believe that Sean McDermott ever really did what he was supposed to push Josh Allen in a position to win. You can't fumble, carry the ball loosely. You can't shuffle the ball forward. A young Belichick wouldn't tolerate Allen's foolishness. Neither would Bill Parcells. Here's my rebuttal or disagreement with what you said. I think in theory you're right. And what we know about Bill Parcells and probably Bill Belichick, they're cut from the same coaching tree. So they probably made examples of their star quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. That's just the same, right? But what you don't want to do is lose the ear of Tom Brady. What you don't want to do is lose the ear of a Josh Allen. What you don't want to do is lose the ear of a Drew Brees. Because once you lose the ear of them, you are gone. Now, Tom Brady ended up leaving and going to greener pastures, winning the Super Bowl. Bill Belichick, the rest of his career in the NFL, was amounting to much of nothing. I still don't think that it was a Tom Brady was better than Bill Belichick argument. But my point is, quarterbacks are different. When you go out there, Josh Allen is finding a way to better his team. Plays like that work until they don't. Shuffling the ball, like, I get the holding the ball loosely. I mean, the dude's 6'6" with freaking bare hands. So I get that, right? But overall, Josh Allen does what he does. He makes crazy throws, 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards down the field, because he's a great quarterback. So to say that those type of coaches wouldn't have put up with that, it's not even that I fully disagree with you. I'm just saying, when did he bench Brady? And I haven't got to that comment yet. Bruce Glass, Miami touchdown. Said it's 17-14 Indiana. I'm seeing a kickoff now. Bruce Glass, I told you wait 30 seconds now. Just give me 30 seconds and then do your thing. Like I'm saying, literally, let 30 seconds go by and then put it in the chat. Belichick benched Brady. Belichick used to call Brady out in front of the team, and that's why the relationship sucked. And I'll be honest, I don't know if it always played the biggest positive that you may think it did. And I'm cool with you calling out the great players, right? But when did he bench him? Like, please tell me more. I never remember Brady benching Belichick. I mean, Belichick benching Brady for any reason. That's just me, though. I don't remember that. All right. So second half, they have appeared to tighten up on Fernando Mendoza. 3 pass attempts, 3 sacks, 3 completions, 3 sacks. So they stuff in the box on Buddy. The running back's running hard, but it's like, see, man, I can see the tide changing too. Because here's the thing about any sport, we all know this to be true. It's still a game of momentums and swings. So, I didn't know that. Taylor coaches in Miami. I didn't know that. Anyway, a lot of the times, it's like how I knew that Green Bay was going to end up losing that playoff game to Cincinnati. I mean, to Chicago. Sorry. It's because when you have the momentum early in a game and you don't shift, if you can't capitalize, turn it into points, not just 3 like the Cowboys when we were playing and we against Detroit and we kept kicking field goal. So I'm like, boy, what are you doing? Go for 7. But eventually that stuff's gonna come back to bite you. And so Indiana has to at least keep scoring. If they don't keep scoring, it could, as much as I said, kind of money is safe, it could also not be safe. Uh-oh. Ooh. Uh-oh. See, you got to switch that up. You got to hit it with a double move or something. It was a broke up pass, but it could have easily also been a pick 6. See, see when your corner start getting greedy like that, you got to know when to capitalize off of it. You got to at least hit him with a double move or something. You can't just, I know you want that back. He did, in fact. The New England fans wanted Jimmy Garoppolo to replace Brady. He benched Brady in the second half of a game. Oh, see, I thought you were talking about like a full game or like the first half or something. Ooh. I'm telling you, number 3 and number 11 for Indiana, the receivers, them boys got juice. Tropicana. Anytime them boys, they get them bubble screens and they be ready to take them jumps to the house, dog. It get real different. That was a good hit. Boy, I know them dudes, man. It's like a car crash every play. I know they be waking up, boy. And old buddy held them up for him to hit them. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Great game. 13 minutes left. Well, 12 minutes left. 17-14 Indiana. 1st and 10. Ruben Bain. All right, Mendoza got a little legs on him. He's able to get out the way. But yeah, so Paul, my whole point is though, I get that, but I would need to know the facts surrounding that game too. Did Brady throw a couple picks? Like, I would need to know what was going on in the game because I don't think it was as simple as he just benched him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the fans wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, it was a fact that they wanted Jimmy Garoppolo over Brady. They were actually looking to trade Tom Brady at one point, but it actually didn't work out. I think Jimmy Garoppolo either got hurt or he played terribly or something, and it was like, well, yeah, we sticking with Tom. Oh, that's what it was. They were trying to trade Tom They were trying to trade Tom, and the owner found out that Bill was trying to trade Tom, and he nixed it. And then they ended up trading Jimmy. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what it was. And hindsight, that was the right thing. Jimmy Garoppolo was regular. He wasn't really that guy. Yeah, he wasn't that guy. Ooh, look for the ball, sir. 4th and 5. See, God, dang it. You got to track the ball better than that, bro. Brandon Beane has done a crappy job with player personnel. Philly is the model for recruitment. Who is Brandon Beane? If you don't mind me asking. That is holding, bruh. Bro. Oh, they going for it on 4th and 5. I like this. 4th and 5. Timeout. You got to get that play in sooner. See? So apparently, Indiana is a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Early in the game, even though they were pretty much controlling it, they had a bunch of penalties. From what I'm seeing, they're faced with situation. This is the national championship. This is the Natty. So it's a lot of things that they're probably dealing with that they haven't had to deal with before. And it's hopefully they can maneuver through this, because this is a pivotal 4th and 5 in the fourth quarter. You don't want to get a ball back. Miami could get a lot of momentum and getting the ball back and driving the ball down the field. You said Belichick tried to trade Gronkowski to Detroit. Gronk said, "I'll retire." Right. But he came back. He came back with Tampa, right? If I'm not mistaken, he came back with Tampa, or am I tripping? Or did he not come back? I'm trying to remember how that sequence went. But yeah, that was his boy, though. That's his boy. Brandon Beane is the GM for Buffalo, player personnel. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, I ain't gonna never act like I got it all figured out. I know all these guys, because I don't. So I could agree with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying, Bruce. He did come back and played in Tampa. Okay. So there we go. See, we ain't gonna talk about how it also wasn't just mere luck that Tom Brady got over there and won a Super Bowl. First of all, Patrick Mahomes lost both his guards before they played. That's the first thing. Number two, that was a top 3 defense that Tampa had. And then they had receivers. We remember who they had at receiver, right? We don't got to talk about it. But we remember who they had at receiver. You got Gronk, and then you got LeGarrette Blount. Tom Brady was in a far more advantageous situation than what we ever talk about. But I'm not mad at that. That's smart. You still have to go execute. You still got to go get in and win. Now, what he should have done is just left it at that. Won your Super Bowl and got out of there. Then you come back the next year, play against the Cowboys, you get drubbed, and now that's how you have to end your career. You could have went out on top, my boy. That's all I'm saying. If I had one thing to tell Tom, you should have retired a year earlier. Leave with that Super Bowl. Why are you coming back? You ain't finna do it again, bro. Once again, as we said earlier, like when we talk about Philadelphia, you talk about Kansas City. Coaches and players get poached. That's just how it goes. So are they they sticking with it. They actually going for it. Don't say nothing, Bruce. Let me find out on my own. Or I'm looking at 11:28. Wait for it to get to 10:56 before you say anything in the chat. I just want the opportunity. Now, the clock ain't. Tom Brady won that Super Bowl. Don't forget, Tom was old as dirt. Absolutely. Oh, did he catch it? He caught it. 4th and 5. They just completed like a 20-yard pass. Indiana, let's go. Let's go. I'm hating on Miami. I don't care. Oh, that was a catch, boy. That was a catch on the sideline. Do you hear me? He snatched it too. Butt down before he went down. Secured the catch. What a throw. What a catch. All right. I'm loving it so far, dog. And they're going to come back to that run game. See, that's what I like. Stick to your guns. When you said 11:28, I was looking at a game clock of 9:27. Dang, Bruce. All right, so let's do it like this. Now I got to make deals. So you 2 minutes ahead. So wait, just wait 2 minutes, Bruce. Just do me a favor, dog. Just do me a favor, dog. Or okay, let's make a deal. If Indiana do something good, tell me immediately. If Miami do something good, just stall me out, Debo. Just stall me out, bro. Yeah, just stall me out, dog. Hey, bro, we got 8 people in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking, man. At this point, we just chopping, and the show is done, but we, live analysis of the national championship. If y'all want to stick around, I appreciate it, man. You said I won't tell anymore. So see, now you say it like that, you made me think something bad happened. But I'm rocking. Paul said the Patriots couldn't trade Gronk to Detroit because he threatened to retire. Then Belichick cries when he gets fired. Like literally cries, or you just talking about like he complained? So do you go for it again? Because he's standing out there. Bro, you need a touchdown right here. And hey, I feel like Bruce just kind of told me something bad. Oh, he's holding. Bro, look at the jersey. He's grabbing his jersey, bro. They gotta stop doing that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this is getting out of hand. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a thigh wide with you. I'm gonna keep it a stack million. Like, they gotta call that stuff. So now you got another 4th and 5. So that means Bruce done already seen what's going on. I guess they talking about the missed field goal from earlier. That's definitely making a difference in the game. But overall, though, even if he makes that, if everything still goes the same with this game, you're looking at a top ball game. So do you want a field goal or do you want a touchdown if you're Indiana right here? Let me know in the chat. If you're Indiana, do you stick with it or do you go up by 6 and then hope to hold them? Miami got a lot of momentum, bro. I would take the points here, and I'm all for it. No field goal. Yeah, I don't. No. I know they ain't. So you saying you'll go for 7? I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at going for it, but I'm just saying, like, bruh, you don't want them to get the ball. My thing is, I wouldn't want to give Miami the ball down 3. No field goal. They go for it. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Boy, did y'all just see that, dog? Mendoza is a dog, boy. Bruh, Buddy took off, got hit, pinballed, and went for another 5 yards on 4th and 5. Clutch if I've ever seen it, bro. Dove for the TD, got hit in the back, got hit in the bike. Bro, that was insane. Oh, you saying they did go for it? Now you gotta watch your language a little bit, Paul. Now he B-worded. He says he isn't welcome at Gillette. He doesn't want New England scouting at North Carolina. He acting like he's 5 years old. Well, he's dating a 10-year-old. So there's that. And then he said, I'm saying they did go for it. Bruh. That was insane. Is that his parents? He like, girl, kiss me. She like, no, no. Hey, don't embarrass me in front of all these people on national television. Kiss me in the mouth. What you think this is? Better kiss me in my mouth, girl. Show me you love me. Rooting for our son. Because that's my son. Bruh, this national championship is going crazy. Was not expecting that, bruh. Now, Connor, I'm going to say it again. Your money looking safe. Because Miami has to score and then get a stop. And they have to score relatively quickly. So that's why my thinking, I said I would go for the field goal because I'm like, I'd rather walk away with some points than no points, but it's the national championship. You're never going to be here again playing against Miami. You got one chance to do this. So I guess, Bruce, I mean, you wasn't giving your opinion. You were saying what happened, but I'm like, bruh, that's your Heisman. Deservingly so. Bro, Ron ain't coming to work tomorrow. Ron ain't coming to work tomorrow, dog. I don't know, dog. I don't know. This is exciting, though. I ain't gonna hold you, man. This is exciting. Oh, snap. Bruce, I'm behind because of me. All right, Bruce. So fill me in. What's your time frame now? I'm at 9:18. Because I might have been behind because of me. Did the ball come out? I was finna say. All right, so I'm at 9:11, Bruce. Where you at? Paul said the Raiders got a solid player with Mendoza. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, though. I do wonder how that translates. I wonder how he translates to the next level. Mendoza. You got a holding penalty just now, so it's 24-14, 9 minutes left. You said his money is probably safe, but I would not lay 7 points on this game. Yeah, that's too close for comfort, man. And I think that's where Vegas gets you, right? Because they make it to where it's too easy to lose by 6 or 8. You know what I'm saying? 6 or 9 rather. So or less, to be honest. Basically, it would be so easy to lose to for any team to win by less than you know what I'm saying, by within 3 to 4 points is what I'm trying to say. I'm stumbling over my words. But all right. So Bruce, once again, I'm looking at the clock at 9:11. Where you at? Just tell me right now whenever you get this, because I want to see how close I am to you. Because apparently I didn't know I could skip ahead on my phone. Ooh, dump off. Number 10. Boy, you better tackle that dude, bro. 8:30. Okay, so I'm about 30 seconds. Okay, I ain't mad. I don't think I can skip ahead no more, though. I mean, I am watching on an app on my phone, so. Okay. All right. That's cool. Hey, look, I appreciate it. If you delaying putting it in the chat for me, I appreciate it, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, I appreciate it. At the end of the day, I'm like, I can see it, and it is what it is. It ain't gonna change the fact. You just be wanting to watch it and be genuinely like, did you see that? So can Indiana get a stop here is the question. Indiana has this game. I believe it. But look, the linemen are standing up. So here's the problem. Right? Did you just see those linemen? And I know y'all seen it before me. Those linemen didn't get no push. The linemen was standing there just putting their hands up because they couldn't get no push on those offensive tackles and guards. Yeah, they got to get some push, man. You might need to bring a linebacker. I think you got to send a linebacker to kind of help put some pressure on Carson Beck. Because if you do let him sit back there, and I don't think he's a great quarterback, let me be honest, but I think if you let him sit back there, he can find an open receiver, and they are talented at receiver. So y'all probably looking at it's probably about 7 minutes and some change left, and he just threw it deep. I'd be concerned. Ooh, that nigga. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I thought he caught that. Pardon. Ooh, I thought he caught that ball, boy. It hit the ground. I was like, oh, buddy. Buddy lost his back pedal, though. But buddy back pedal is not good. He almost caught that, though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Number 0 almost caught that. Yeah, if I see Carson winding up to throw the ball deep, I think somebody gonna be open 95% of the time. Y'all gotta find a way to get some pressure on the quarterback, bro. You got to. Oh, false start. There you go. At this point, I know they want us to have, people want integrity, but nah. I mean integrity, like meaning you ain't rooting for nobody. I'm rooting for Indiana. Miami must have gave Beck good money to leave Georgia. Good for him. No, that's not what happened at all. He was terrible at Georgia. That's just being frank. He got hurt, right? He got hurt, and then they went ahead and moved on from him, and he ended up leaving to go there. He wasn't good, man. That's really the only way to put it. He wasn't good. He had a lot of promise, but it didn't materialize in Georgia. So they literally moved on from him, and that's the reason why he ended up in Miami. And the funny thing is, I thought they had no shot. I was like, Miami has no shot. See what I'm saying? Number 10, I told you, bro. First, bro, bracket number 10. You can't let number 10 just run loose. And that was a coverage breakdown. Look, it's like everybody's running in quicksand trying to follow him. Look at number 1. Look at number 1. Bro. And then he had 2 guys that played the sideline. One guy got to go with him, bro. You don't let that guy get wide open. I'm just saying, bro. That's poor. That's poor. Ooh, that's holding. Ooh. A pick would dang near end this game. I hate when quarterbacks I hate when somebody do something wrong and then the quarterback automatically gotta go downfield a little more. Boy, put the ball where I need it. That was on the running back though. Running back number 4 got butterfingers. I never let a finger on my butterfinger. That boy can't catch. You will not be getting screens if you make it to the NFL. I promise you that. You are strictly 3 yards in a cloud of dust guy. Ooh, wait. Number 10 is just nasty, bro. Number 10 is nasty, bro. He is showing you, why he's going to end up going up the draft board. Oh, yeah. I'm interested to see what Vash Lombardi has to say about him. Malachi Tony. Was he already talking about him? I wonder if that's the guy he was talking about that's not a big guy, but he's got the best hands in college football. I wonder if that's the guy. Because the name sounds familiar. No pick on this drive. Mendoza better win this game. It's in his hands now. Man, I would say, I mean, I agree with you. Mendoza, it's your show. But I think also, bro, see, he's got speed that it could materialize on the next level, but everybody fast in the NFL. These guys, see, this is where 4-star, 5-star stuff makes a difference because they don't got a bunch of 4 or 5-star recruits on that defense like that. Not at corner, not at safety, not like that, not with no speed. They might got some guys that can hit good, but they ain't got guys that's going to be able to follow number 10 around. Not for Miami. Forget about it. But here's where I'm okay. I think Mendoza has the clutch gene. I think Mendoza has a clutch gene in him, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think he could do it for sure. But what will help them tremendously is if their run game can actually keep up. Because at first half, Indiana's run game was getting pushed. They was getting 4 or 5 yards a pop almost, pretty much, about 4 to 5 yards a pop. Second half, it hasn't. They've been getting good runs, but it hasn't been like first half. It was like pick your poison. It don't matter. They finna get 4 to 5. It ain't been like that the second half. So I would be interested to see how they actually adjust to that. He does. I agree with you. Mendoza definitely throws a good ball. So this is my longest. Like I didn't even care about Ohio State and them. It didn't matter. I didn't really care. But for all the marbles, if I'm just looking at this game film, that's probably one of the better quarterbacks in college football this year. A better version of Tim Tebow. Because he has the size, but he can actually throw the ball consistently. Would anybody disagree with that assessment? Better version of Tim Tebow, because he could take a lick and keep on ticking, but Tim Tebow was mainly based off running the ball. He won't do nothing but throw you a slant. He gonna throw you a slant or an out route, a dig or something. He ain't finna throw you. Tim Tebow wasn't finna diagnose no plays and start chucking the ball around no. Tim Tebow is going to get the ball to one of those receivers in space and let them create, or he was gonna run the ball. Mendoza appears to be a better version of that. Yeah, they showing they win against Iowa in September. These receivers are great run after the catch guys. Number 13 got dog in him though at receiver. Ooh, number three and number 13. Yeah, his receivers are like that. Let's be clear. His receivers are like that. The Patriots have 12 picks in the upcoming draft. And here's the funny thing. They've done so, I ain't going to say well like they are the best at drafting. They are the best at accruing draft capital that they probably still had a bunch of picks from when Bill Belichick was here. Was there, rather. That's, talk about being able to retool. Like, whether you're going to package some picks to move up to better yourself for a few draft positions, or even if you stay and make all 12 picks, I mean, it don't get no better than that. To be, if you're the Patriots, having draft capital, especially if you know how to draft, you talking about making your team even more dangerous on the heels of being able to possibly play for the chance to go to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. 3 or 4 yards at 3 or 4 yards a clip, the running back will take. Angel Riviera, what's going on? I see you showing that's Puerto Rico, right? I could be wrong. Don't be mad if it was wrong. That's Puerto Rico, though, right? But shout out, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. We are pretty much watching the finale of the Miami, Indiana College Football National Championship. Indiana's up 3, 24-21, 2nd and 7 from what I have. 5 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter. They're essentially trying to salt this game away. See, this is why I also like throwing the ball early on first or second down to find a receiver to get open. Because if you pigeonhole yourself to running twice and you don't get 4 to 5 yards a pop, you put yourself in a position where you have to throw the ball on third down. And I don't like having to have to throw the ball. Anything 3 yards or less, you don't have to throw the ball. But it's 3rd and 4, so you're in no man's land. I personally would have liked to have thrown a screen or something early. Ooh, good play call. Just a good play call. They know how to use Mendoza right too. Roll them out, catch a receiver flaring out. You got the receivers out blocking. The guy that goes in motion is actually going to catch the pass. That's beautiful play calling. That's excellent play calling. Paul said the Patriots got Travion Henderson in this past draft. He's very good. Kyle Williams, another good one. They had a good draft. Well, that's good because I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Patriots are always the best at drafting guys. I think they were good at getting guys that just fit the scheme based off of like work, hard work, certain mentalities. They didn't always, like, a lot of those guys weren't just great players. They just were able to make the best of the guys that they were able to fit into their scheme and system. So if they're actually able to draft, and mind you, I think it was a window where they drafted really well, but if you're saying that, and these are top guys, like getting that corner from Oregon, Christian, that was like a great pick. That's a top tier corner. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never mad at that. See, this is what Indiana should have been doing, what Miami's doing now. They know that they're either gonna have to send pressure right up the middle to affect the quarterback's, vision and ability to step up into the pocket, or you get a head start on getting to the running back by sending pressure. Bruce says, so if Sam Darnold somehow takes the Seahawks to the Super Bowl, how do you think the Vikings feel about that after letting him leave when he had a decent season with them last year? I think that's why it's always hope to draft a solid player. It's always hope to draft I'm sorry. I'm looking at this game at the same time, and bro, he keeps stepping up and making great throws. And the receivers are laying it all on the line. Hold on. You said Vikings? I don't think the Vikings really care because they got Brian Flores. Now, if you're not happy with Kevin O'Connell, then that's a whole nother conversation. But they still managed to have a top tier defense after the fact. So I get it, but I think they'll live with the result. You know what I'm saying? Great drive by Mendoza. Absolutely. Salting that game away, baby. He seems really just like cool as ice, man. Mendoza doesn't seem to really be shakeable like that. First down, boom, set the block on the edge. See, let me tell you what Indiana is. Indiana is that Pistons team that beat the Lakers. 2 minutes to go. Yes, I'm with you, Bruce. Mine say 2 minutes too, but how long they been at 2 minutes? You know what I'm saying? But Indiana, looking at this team, is the Pistons that beat the Lakers. It's the Mavericks that beat the Heat. It's technically the Pistons didn't have a superstar on that team. Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, right? They don't have a superstar technically, but they are so cohesive and everybody plays their role well. We look at that Mavericks team. You got Dirk, you got JJ Barea, you got Quentin Richardson, you got what's my boy Tyson Chandler, You got the Jet, Jason Eugene Terry. You feel me? You got a bunch of guys who play their role very well. That's what Indiana is. Except Dirk was absolutely undeniably a superstar. You talk about Dirk averaging 10 points in the fourth quarter. Forget the first, second, third. When it mattered most, Dirk averaged 10 points against LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Like, it's impressive. So Indiana, when you look at the receiver go and set a block on the edge where he's laying out, they're doing whatever it takes to get the win. Everybody's sold in. Nobody is second guessing what their role is or how hard they're going to play. Everybody's giving everything to the game. That is what makes me believe this team will ultimately seal the deal. 2 minutes to go. Kevin O'Connell will be a great head coach for Josh Allen. Tell me why. And mind you, I'm not even saying that you're wrong, because what quarterback has he had? He had Mr. Do you like that? Kirk Cousins. He's got J.J. McCarthy. Those guys aren't good. And he's still been to the playoffs with those type guys. Number one seeds with those type guys. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying from your standpoint, why do you believe that he would be a great coach for Josh Allen, though? 2 minutes to go in the national championship. Indiana has successfully drove the ball down the field. Mendoza has been getting it done every way possible. The run game has been finding its groove again like they haven't had since the first half. It's been impressive to watch. Not gonna lie. Because he had you said because he had Sam Darnold. Oh yeah, he did have him for a year. But then what happened in the playoffs? Yeah, I mean, what happened in the playoffs with Sam Darnold? Because he looked atrocious. And was that a Sam Darnold issue, or was that a coaching issue? Because we see what Seattle's doing right now. So you tell me. Connor needs Indiana to score a touchdown to secure his money. Right. Ooh, and look, the running back just ran for 9 yards. Indiana, so Miami, so Miami has all their touchdowns. I mean, Miami has all their first downs, I'm saying. Unless they just use one. Did they just use? Okay. So Miami has two touchdowns. Why I stop saying it? Indiana has one timeout. Miami has 2 timeouts left. Charlie Becker. Yeah, that's what I meant. I keep saying touchdowns, Bruce. Hey, man, I've been fumbling over the words tonight, man. But Indiana has 1 timeout left. Miami has 2 timeouts left. According to now, we got 1:56 left from my watch. Indiana is up 3 in the red zone and driving, or close to the red zone at least. What a catch by number 80, bruh. Number 80 been balling this drive. Talk about he gonna get some consideration too. He looked like, I don't know if y'all ever Twitter end zone dance. That's what he kind of looked like. He kind of favored him a little bit. Sam Darnold used to see ghosts for the Jets. Absolutely. And man, that's why I think certain franchises, bro, GMs, and I mean, bro, that's Seattle is a boat. I don't know what that means. Must be a false start. You can't make them type of mental mistakes this late in the game. Sheesh. Yeah, he used to see ghosts with the Jets, but he's a long time away from that. He's a long way away from that player. Nobody thought he was going to be able to revive his career like he did in Minnesota. And then he doubled down because they didn't want to pay him. Went to Seattle, and now he's playing for the chance to go to a Super Bowl. The NFL is crazy. All right, so they're at the 19. I would run the ball here too. At this point, I want you to use your timeouts. Carson Beck, you might well go sit down, bro. So they just used another timeout. It's 3rd down and 5. Man, let me tell you how I would be going for it no matter what here if I'm Indiana. It's 3rd down and 5. I would do that play again where Mendoza rolls out to the left or right. The receiver goes in motion, but this time I would have the receiver still flare out, but I would see if they're gonna bite and have the outer receiver go deep for a touchdown. Seattle is unstoppable unless the Patriots can beat them. I think that Seattle might possibly have the most legit defense left in the playoffs. The most legit defense left in the playoffs. And if that's the case, I don't even know if Sam Darnold could mess it up. Now, they did lose Charbonneau, their running back. I don't know if he was the starter or not, but so it's 4th down. They're going to make them use another timeout. I wouldn't have did that run play. I don't like that run play, bro. I do not like that run play. I ain't going to lie to you. 1:47. Look at me. I'm doing it again. I was going to say, I take the points. I was going to, bruh, I need to take them 6 points, bruh. But I think they haven't stopped them. I don't know, man. What you do? Barbecue and mildew. You got to put it in your quarterback hands. They kicking the field goal. I think that's too much time. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's too much time. And Connor, you ain't getting your money either. Even if they win, that's 6. I think you should go for it. Here's my issue, though. Bruce. And I see your comment. Take the points. Here's my issue. If you're not able to find a way to put a muzzle on number 10, he's going to go score. Period. If you can't put a body on number 10, he's going to go score. He been getting loose all game, and I said it in the first half. If you don't put somebody on, buddy, he's going to go break one for a touchdown. And then now, true enough, it was in the red zone. Yeah, I'm with you. But that's my point. I don't trust the defense with number 10 on the field. And not to mention, that defensive line ain't getting no push. That defensive line ain't getting no push, Bruce. Carson Beck warming up. Hey, if he can go, listen, talk about him having the ability. There's a chance that the receivers, running backs, and Carson Beck, so the receivers on both teams, the running backs on both teams, and Carson Beck all have the ability to incredibly increase their draft status after this national championship. Well, this is what Carson Beck wanted. An opportunity to win. Look at Ray Lewis. Dressing in Miami colors is wild. I'm sorry. Just don't do it. Don't do that again. If you go for it, you miss. If you go for it and you miss, you only up by 3, and they don't need to go very far to get a field goal by taking the points. They have to score a touchdown. And that's what I'm saying, though, Bruce. I'm with you. I know that. I'm with you. Delay a game. Look at Cristobal. Don't slam that headset. Hey, give him a penalty. Why you keep letting him slam his headset? 1st and 15. Let's go. 1st and 15, baby. Down 6. Minute 42 left. 1st and 15. Carson Beck. Pressure. Oh. Pressure. And he flips the ball forward with a Josh Allen type play. To no avail. This is where you need your defense to get pressure like they never have before. Buttholes get tight when it get late in the game, dog. Carson Beck with a dangerous toss. You're not Josh Allen. That's my only argument. Talk about he blew the center up. Dunked him on his head. That's when you get dunked and you like, ugh. That's the noise that come out when you get dunked. Like, trust the defense. Yeah, I feel you. Number 10, somebody better get there. Carson Beck seeing ghosts and he just got lit up. Ah, come on, bro. Here's what I don't like either, bro. Every time you hit a quarterback hard, bro, they call roughing the passer. I didn't see the call, so I'm going to see. But I ain't going to lie. I'd rather stick them than not. Pause. That's a bad call, bro. That's a bad call. That's a bad call, bro. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Stop trying to keep the game alive, bro. It was 3rd down. Bad call, bro. It was 3rd down and long. 3rd and 15. Don't help them out, bro. They don't need no help. See, that's nonsense, bro. Because the defense may never get pushed like that again. The defense may never get a push like that on them couple plays, and that could have made all the difference in the game, bro. Less than a minute left. Second and 3. The Indiana coach is hilarious, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. The Indiana coach is hilarious. You could tell he's a leader, though. So that's what I can say about the Indiana coach. Win, lose, or draw, he's a leader of men. I'm telling you, he ain't nobody else talking in the room when he talking. That's a leader of men right there. Point blank, period. Man, it's down to the wire, dog. This is what you call a national championship game, bro. And I appreciate whoever been tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of people that could care less about sitting on a live stream, watching somebody else talk about the game. But I appreciate everybody who done tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Who hit the like, who subscribed, shared this with somebody, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with the kid. So 1st and 10, 50 seconds left. Carson Beck with a chance to go down in infamy. You get to end your college career because you know you're like 42. Uh-oh. And it's a pick! Let's go! Let's go! Out of there! Out of there, boy! He took his helmet off, so he's going to get a penalty for that. Yeah. It's over with, though. It's over. Yeah. It's unsportsmanlike for taking the helmet off. It ain't no penalty against Indiana. Unsportsmanlike. But the pick still stands, baby. Yeah. The pick still stands, baby. Hey, Miami, it was real. Not real enough. Carson Beck, you get to leave college a loser. Thank you. It was real, but not real enough. Safety. All right. Scope this mug beautifully. Actually faded out. Oh, that was the corner. But the safety gave coverage. Oh, he was tracking the ball. He threw the ball too early. And here's the thing. If he didn't pick it and it actually went over him, the safety would have got it. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. One more kneel down and it's over. One more kneel down and it's a wrapper. It's a 2-second difference between the play clock and game clock. Yeah. One more kneel down, it's over, baby. It's over. Yeah, baby. Indiana, undefeated season. Fernando Mendoza, national champion, Heisman winner. Take down your mighty Miami Hurricanes. Hey, dog, I got to get up and go to the gym in the morning before I go to work. But this was a great national championship. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We talked about Josh Allen. Anybody who knew, y'all go check it out from the beginning, man. If you want to watch all the stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show. I am your host, Anthony Moore. Ammo for those of you who may know for sure. And thank you for tuning in to the Mind of a Man Network. Thank you for watching. You're going to get these sports, bruh. As I end every show, life is hard enough. So please don't just live elevated. Until next time, I love you. May Lord keep you. I'll see you on the other side. Be easy. Why now? Peace.